We're thrilled to announce the brand new Kubernetes observability experience in Wavefront. In this demo, we will walk you through some of the enhancements. The Kubernetes Dashboard has multiple sections. Summary and Health is the first. There are 4 columns in here. One for cluster, node, pod, and containers. This section also has easy-to-read charts on the CPU and memory usage. It also has the total number of nodes, pods, and containers, and all of this data is broken down by cluster. The next section is around workloads that are auto-discovered by the Wavefront collector. With Telegraph built in, Wavefront is now able to automatically discover, configure, and ingest metrics from any source that is supported by Telegraph. The final section in the summary dashboard is the status section. Here, we have a column for the cluster, pod, and container level metrics. You will find details around namespaces, services, deployments, and actionable metrics on the number of pods failed and containers terminated. As you've seen, this summary dashboard gives a Kubernetes operator a good sense of everything going on in his or her environment. Let's talk about auto-discovery. Using the Telegraph plugin, Wavefront has auto-discovered and has started to ingest data from 2 sources, Redis and Memcached. Clicking on the node will take you directly to the appropriate dashboard. This capability frees up the cluster operators to spend more time on important things. The summary dashboard is linked to a number of other dashboards and allows for a lot of navigation. Let's start with the clusters. Clicking on the clusters takes you to a detailed list of all the Kubernetes clusters being monitored by Wavefront. This dashboard also gives you details on the objects related to the clusters. There are sections for namespaces, nodes, pods, and pod containers. You can also group the node map by the name of the cluster. Handy when you have lots of clusters. You can also color the node map based on different types of data, CPU usage and memory usage being widely used options. There's also a top-level filter that allows you to filter the entire cluster dashboard. Let's select Prod 2 to see how it updates the dashboard. Clicking on a cluster takes you to the next linked dashboard. In this case, the pod dashboard for all pods under the cluster named Prod 2. Just like the cluster dashboard, the pod dashboard has a lot of relevant details. It even has filters for node and namespace, should you wish to further slice the data. Clicking on a pod will take you to the next linked dashboard, the container dashboard. Just like the other dashboards, you will find relevant metrics to monitor the health and performance of your containers. You've probably noticed a secondary navigation panel to the right of all these dashboards. This allows for quick traversal to adjacent objects in your Kubernetes environment. Our dashboards have a hierarchy of clusters, pods, and containers. But this navigation panel allows you, as an example, to jump directly to the nodes under the cluster named Prod 2. Like the other dashboards, this node-level dashboard has details around a node. Clicking on a node will take you to the pod-level dashboard for that particular node. Clicking on a pod will take you to the container-level dashboard. Our customers who've tried the beta version loved these hierarchical dashboards and the drill-through capabilities. We hope that you will find them just as useful. Let's walk through a practical example of how one would use these Kubernetes dashboards. Let's say you're looking at your cluster and notice that your pods and containers are consuming more resources relative to another cluster that's being monitored. You can, of course, click on the CPU or memory chart and drill down. Or you could also drill into the pod section to see which pod is the offender. Once in the pod dashboard, you can easily identify which pod is consuming the most amount of resources. And let's say you're not satisfied and want to identify the underlying cause. You can drill into the container dashboard and see how the containers are doing. There seems to be one container in this pod that's contributing to the high CPU usage. I think we've found what we were looking for. Outlier identification is especially hard in a large, high churn environment. And if you are looking to identify outliers, what better way than to look at your entire environment? Wavefront makes it easy. Just remove all the filters, and in a second, you will see what stands out. If you remember, we started with the pods and drilled our way down here. A faster way is to use the containers chart and get directly to this page. Please visit wavefront.com, where you will find a lot more details on our observability offering. There, you can sign up for a free trial of the product. If you're looking for more documentation on this or other capabilities, you can go to docs.wavefront.com, or you will find the link under the products dropdown.